Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Wednesday. We have 9 games tonight to discuss, so it's a big slate. Let's get right into it. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, you can check out Twitter, the website, Prize Picks. Code is all in the description. Starting off at point guard, as usual, you have LeBron at 11.7. He's super expensive, but he's been just putting the Lakers on his back since Anthony Davis has gone down. He looks great. He's been playing like the best basketball of the season the last couple of weeks. Luka is 10-9. Going up against the Knicks shouldn't be a very high-scoring game. The Knicks still play slow and they play good defense. So I probably would like to get up to LeBron if I had to pick between those two, but I don't think I have either one as a core play for now, unless we get some more value plays throughout the day. I like DeJounte Murray. He was on pace to having another 50-point game, but they got blown out in the second half, especially the fourth, so he didn't play his fourth quarter minutes, only got 30 instead of like 36 to 40, which he normally gets. Definitely not going to be paying 96 for Westbrook. I'm going to pass on 94 for Donovan Mitchell. Irving, if he's in, that just makes like Durant and Harden look a little bit less appealing. LaMelo looks fine at 87. His price tag has come down, but his floor has also come down in some games with Charlotte being super healthy now. They have all their core group of guys playing and taking some usage away from like LaMelo with Rozier, Hayward, Bridges, etc. In the 7K range, you have 3 guys that I really like, which are Kyle Lowry, Fox, and Cole Anthony. Lowry gets more usage without Jimmy Butler. Fox just plays the Lakers very well, and the Lakers play terrible defense. And Anthony is just a little bit too cheap going up against Washington. But the first guy you got to plug in is Spencer Dinwiddie. This is his first back-to-back that he's playing this year. But there's no Bradley Beal, who was just placed in protocol, so he should at least miss a couple of games. And Dinwiddie without Beal has been the only time that you wanted to play him this year. Price tag is way too cheap at $6,000. The matchup is excellent against the Magic. So even though he shot the ball only 1 of 6 from distance, he still gave you a chance for 50 fantasy points. Below Dinwiddie, there's only a couple of guys that really have some interest. In the 5K range, it's Tyrese Maxey, Gabe Vincent, as guys that I have some interest in. In the 4K range, it's Dennis Schroeder just for some tournaments, Jalen Green for tournament upside, and in the 3K range, you can maybe look to Rondo or Dasamu, but there's probably going to be better plays as the day goes on. At shooting guard, I'm going to probably pass on the top couple of guys, pass on Mitchell, pass on Brown for now. Hero is a little bit too expensive. I probably like Lowry and some of the other cheaper Miami guys like Vincent, like Strus, like Martin. In the value range, you can maybe look to Korkmaz. If there's no Seth Curry, you can look to KCP. But you probably have some other plays that look better going further down here. Some value picks in San Antonio. Lonnie Walker at 46. And you have Gordon at 45 from Houston. And you have 4,000 for Josh Primo. Lonnie Walker only played limited minutes. All the starters did because they were blown out. So had a chance to get you over 30 fantasy points, but just shot terribly. 5 of 19. At least he took 19 shots. The game before that, he took 20 shots. So there's a lot of upside for Lonnie Walker just without Derek White and without Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. If you're looking to pay up here, it's going to be for some of the guys in the 7K range or 8K range. I like Cole Anthony probably a lot. Just gives you a lot of upside. Even though some of these games he struggles with his shot, he still gives you chances because he gets you rebounds, he gets you assists, he gets you some steals, plays big minutes. And against Washington without Bradley Beal, I think it should be at least a close game enough to where you're getting full minutes out of Dinwiddie, full minutes out of Cole Anthony. Small forward, you have a decent price tag on Kyle Kuzma. The way he's been playing is 8,000. He's been playing the best basketball of his life the last couple of weeks. Shooting the ball effectively, hitting more of his free throws, getting you a lot of rebounding, playing big minutes, and and a lot of these games were with Bradley Beal. So without Bradley Beal for the second game in a row, I think Kuzma and Dinwiddie are 2 guys that give you upside and are pretty safe with like at least you can expect 40. You can expect like 80 combined fantasy points out of Dinwiddie Kuzma. I think that makes some sense. Other plays would be like Franz Wagner at 57 as a mid-range play. Yeah, Strus at 5K. And then another value pick would be like Lonnie Walker. I talked about him. But you also have Caleb Martin at 44. Just a guy that's going to be playing 34, 35. He got up to 37, 36 minutes recently. Gives you upside as well. And without Butler, there's just a lot of usage to be had. Power forward, Sabonis, if there's no Brogdon, looks fine. Durant, you're going to have to wait and see on Harden and Kyrie before you plug him in. You have John Collins without Capella. He's been struggling and looks like he wants out of Atlanta. Best way to get out of a team is to play well and get traded, but hasn't been playing great. I'd probably look to a value pick here that is going to be starting in place of Capella once again, and that's Okongwu, who played 38 minutes, which is a ton of minutes for him. Didn't think he could get up to that many with how much he fouls, but played that much against the Clippers, and going up against Yurtseven and Miami, I think they're going to be looking to have him out there for at least 30 minutes, possibly more if he's not in foul trouble. And he's just a little bit too cheap. Anytime you get a starting center below 4,000, they just give you upside because they get you rebounds, get you some easy looks at the basket, get you some blocks. So it doesn't take much for a center to hit value. And speaking of center, you have Embiid at 11-2, who's been playing out of his mind, just carrying the Sixers 31, 31, 31, 31, 34, 36. 7 straight games of over 30 real-life points. Only played 26 minutes against Houston, or else he would have been looking at close to 70 fantasy points. For some of the value picks here, you have like 4 or 5 guys in the 6K range that look appealing. I like Yurtseven at 69, Christian Wood at 69, Jakob Poeltl at 63, Whiteside at 62, and then Mo Bamba. There are like 5 guys that I really like in the 6K range and 5K range. And if you needed to go with the value pick, you can look to Alex Len, who's been starting without Thompson, and Holmes is still out today. So, had 10 rebounds for the 3rd straight game, but just shot 2 of 13, which normally wouldn't expect for Alex Len just because he's shooting a lot of his shots at the basket. But it does give you upside, especially if he has like a 30 or 39 point game. You're going to be probably wishing you played him. But Whiteside finally had a good game, and it's always, he just showed you why he's tough to fade. Even though he struggled the previous 2 games, he might struggle again today against Cleveland. But they play big. They're going to need his size out there. So I feel confident that if he's not in foul trouble, he's going to be getting the minutes. And hopefully he gets some looks and easy looks at the basket from Conley setting him up. So going with these 6, still easy with over 7,000. And you got a couple of studs in there with Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma. Got some good value picks in there with Okongwu and Martin. So that's it for DraftKings. Let's go over to FanDuel. Okay, so for FanDuel, I have the players plugged in here, but I'll talk about each position. At point guard, I like DeJounte Murray and Luka. I like them more than Trae Young, more than Harden, if you in or not. You can maybe look to some of the guys in the 8K range just because they're so cheap. Like LaMelo is only 8,000. You have Kyrie, if there's no Harden, looks good at 82. Even in the 7K range, you have Cole Anthony, looks good. Kyle Lowry at $7,200. And for the value picks, you have Kevin Porter, Tyrese Maxey, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Brunson's been starting next to Luka. So still not as much upside without Luka, but still gives you upside to hit value at a price tag on FanDuel like that. At shooting guard, I like the mid-range. I'm not going to be looking to probably pay up for over the 9 and 10K guys because you have a couple of guys right at 7K and 8K that look appealing with Cole Anthony. Zach LaVine is too cheap at 72. And even like Brogdon, if he plays, he's only 7,000, so he looks like a good guy to plug in. Yeah, Franz Wagner, RJ Barrett, if there's no Kemba, looks good. Bronson in the 5K range. And 4K range, well, you also have Caleb Martin at 52. 4K range, you have Lonnie Walker at 48. KCP, 2 guys that give you 6x upside. Small forward, I like Hero just because he's 65 compared to 78 on DraftKings. Still going to get you good minutes and usage off the bench, but the price tag looks just a lot better on FanDuel. Kuzma, still like him at 89, but it is a high price tag. But he's been playing out of his mind, so you can play him. I probably like him more than like Tatum. But it's definitely like more than Jaylen Brown too. But you do have like DeRozan is cheaper. Tobias is way cheaper. Tyler Hero is way cheaper. So don't think he's a must play on FanDuel. Power forward isn't particularly deep minus the top guys with LeBron and Durant and Sabonis. I like Christian Wood at 7K just because he gives you upside there. You don't have great value at this position, so you might be looking to guys like Alex Len at 47, or you're looking at Harrison Barnes or Montrezl Harrell, but there's not a ton of guys that are below them that look that appealing. And last but not least, at center, I have Yurtseven in here at 68. Other guys in that range would be Whiteside. He's 7K, so a little bit different, 62 to 7K. But Whiteside, I like him. Christian Wood, play him at power forward. Yurtseven at 68. Jakob Poeltl is really cheap at 61. Mo Bamba at 58, especially if they do not have Wendell Carter. Looks like a good guy to plug in. And that is about it. So if you're not playing Embiid, I'm looking at the value picks in the 6K range and 5K range. So that's about it for the video. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight, and I'll see you all next time.